Hi, this is Dan Devlin for the Detective Dan Devlin Show. Honorable people, honorable nation. I just wanted to provide a quick message here. We're coming up on Memorial Day. And usually on the radio, you hear a lot of talk about the importance of Memorial Day. Recently, I read an article that said, too often on Memorial Day, we focus on veterans, or veterans if you choose, and rather than on those who actually gave their lives for this country. Well, this message is about what Memorial Day is supposed to be about. Individuals who have given their life for this country don't do so expecting to have the people of their nation be disloyal to them. But the reality is that that's exactly what the United States is doing. And I'll explain that in just the next few minutes. And you're going to see Memorial Day in a different light, I believe, from this day forward. In order to understand Memorial Day, I'd like you to step back in time to a point where perhaps you, as a young man, or a man of any age, serving in one of the armed forces. And I want you to consider, if you were about to go to war, what would you expect from your nation? If you were by some chance in a situation where you were about to lose your life, and you knew that, and I've personally been in those types of situations where I believed it was likely I would not survive, but maybe for another 15, 20 minutes or less. And you look at life and you look at where you are and why you're about ready to give your life. And if you have even seconds to think about it, you may wonder how the people you're leaving behind, who you're giving your life for, are going to be respectful and loyal to you. Maybe they'll give you a tremendous funeral. Having been in Vietnam, many people came back, and even if they were somewhat in a healthy condition, their service really wasn't very well appreciated or respected by many. But those who gave their lives, would you think that they don't expect anything of us? The reality is that in the United States today, we're not just disloyal, we're very disloyal. In perhaps the most important way, loyalty would be important for us as individuals. If you were that person who was about to die, would you care whether your descendants, your children, the rest of your family, would you care about them being taken care of? Would you want your nation or the people thereof to make sure that your children were able to do well in life, understanding that you are not going to be there in order to help them along? Of course, most of us would want that. And today, thank goodness, because we've now begun to appreciate those who are willing to sacrifice for us, there are a number of organizations that have stepped forward to say, we are going to purchase a house for a family whose father and husband gave his life so that we could be free. And what if you were in the position where your child was yet to be born? You knew that you're going to be leaving this child behind. Would you not care whether that child was born? And here is the area where we've been tremendously disloyal to the people who have risked and given their lives for us. And not so much for us, but for their descendants. Not just for their children, but for their grandchildren and great-grandchildren of the future. Men risk their lives so that we can make sure that their families, and the Constitution uses the word our posterity, all our descendants until the end of time, can benefit from the sacrifice that we make. And currently in the United States, and I hate to bring this news to you, but you need to know it. Currently in the United States, a man can give his life so that we can live in freedom, and so his family, his children who are already born, and his children in the womb can live in freedom with the benefits that the Constitution of the United States and this nation can provide, and should honorably provide to those who that service member loved and cared about. But the reality is, and it's a harsh reality, is that we allow the destruction of that hero's descendants in the womb through the procedure known as abortion, and dishonor that hero by exterminating his descendant in the womb. And by doing so, we have cut off his descendants that would be the result of that individual, his child, that American, that human being in the womb, may very well provide for generations to come. I want you to think about that. I'd like you to think about the fact that, would you consider that loyalty from your nation that allows your child in the womb to be destroyed? I know most of you are good, decent people. And I know you care about the people who give their lives for us. But I want you to put yourself in their position. I want you to understand that they die with the expectation that you and I are going to be loyal to them. And there is no way it is possible to be loyal to them and allow the destruction of their unborn descendant, their posterity, in the womb, once they have already given their life, so that we can be free. The issue of abortion is one that it tears at the hearts of many people. And we seem as though we could not solve this moral problem. But the fact of the matter is, and you need to know this and understand this, the Constitution of the United States, crafted by our founding fathers as the guidelines by which this nation would be run, named our unborn descendants, the unborn descendants of those who are here now, those heroes of the past, current day veterans who are risking and giving their lives, who have a child in the womb now. The Constitution says, you've heard me say it before, we, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. The fact of the matter is that when the question comes, is our descendant in the womb a quote-unquote person, that can be asked in that way. But we know absolutely that is one of our posterity. That individual in the womb, that human being, that person, that individual called one's posterity, is named in the Constitution to be treated as ourselves. And it is utterly disloyal to the men who we are supposed to be honoring on Memorial Day to allow their descendants, whether it is their child or their grandchild or their great-grandchild in the womb, to be destroyed when they are the descendant of someone who gave their life so we could be free. I want you to think about that. We have the ability to end that destruction, that killing, that annihilation of not only the descendants of men who gave their lives, but for all the people of the United States. Because we have that obligation, because the Constitution says that they deserve and are to be treated exactly as ourselves. And so eventually this nation will wake up, and it will come to the conclusion that morally, religiously, constitutionally, legally, our unborn descendants are named as our posterity to be treated as ourselves and can no longer be exterminated, annihilated, killed, whatever word you choose, in the womb. The sooner we do what we honorably must do, especially to honor those who have given their lives for us, the sooner we may be able to call ourselves honorable people of an honorable nation. You need to make this happen. Veterans need to make this happen. The people of the United States need to say that we will not be disloyal to those who were loyal to us through their death. God bless you all. I'm Dan Devlin for the Detective Dan Devlin Show. Honorable people, honorable nation. We need to act now and halt the destruction of our posterity in the womb, especially for those who have given their life for us. God bless you.